What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of my R&B review. Um, Album I'm about to review today: Prince's Graffiti Bridge, his third soundtrack, however you want to call it, released in 1990 on Warner Brothers and Paisley Park Records. Yeah, continuing my Prince analysis and things of that nature. I finally gotten into Graffiti Bridge. Hmm. Graffiti Bridge. I'm just gonna say this: the movie was, yeah, it was basically just a long music video. To be honest with y'all, but the question is, do people bash this album because of the movie? Let's find out. Let's find out. So, Prince produced basically this whole thing. Um, Singles albums known for are "Thieves in the Temple," "Round and Round," which is basically Tevin Campbell, and New Power Generation, which introduced to the band New Power Generation. Okay, so after the Batman album was released in 1989, you know, Prince was caught up in like in a weird. Prince was caught up in a weird predicament, basically. Basically, what had happened was hip hop was on the rise at that time. New Jack Swing was taking bases, and so Prince was looked upon as basically, oh well, too old. He's like kind of like no one really check up to Prince like that. Although the Batman soundtrack, it did do good. It did do good, but at the same time, people were kind of looking at that like it was a little bit. So basically, he was originally the Graffiti Bridge. He was working on that since '87, and several songs were mentioned in the script, but he was doing like a lot of stuff because you gotta remember 1987 he was working on the whole Dream Factory Crystal Ball, which ended up being signed to the Times. He just got his record label. He was working on Joe Jones's debut album, dope album by the way. Sheila E's third album, I gotta hear that one. He was working on the Madhouse and the Black album, of course. Like he was doing like a lot of like he always did a lot of shit, but I feel like '87 was like one of his most prolific years, and so I wasn't surprised that he probably put that in Graffiti Bridge in the back burner. And so basically, he took some time off, and once 1990 came out, I think he was still working a new tour. He was like he's gonna rework Graffiti Bridge, so he got some songs from the vault, reworked them, added some of his Prodigy songs. Yeah, basically this album came out. Just to paraphrase everything that's been going on. Guest appearances include The Time, Tevin Campbell, as I mentioned, George Clinton. George Clinton was signed to Paisley Park Records at that time. Elisa, I think she was like a singer in the label, and Mavis Staples. Yes, the same Mavis Staples that's like part of the Staple Singers. One of my favorite soul groups of the '70s and things of that nature. But we get way off topic. Okay, now this is the cover right here. Very interesting cover. You have Prince's face, just half face, and you have all these weird imagery right here. Alright. We have Prince, like with this his like more he had that long hair around that time, more gothic kind of look and shit. Okay. That was Prince like in the Thieves in the Temple video shoot. God, that's George Clinton right there. You have Tevin Campbell doing this thing up there. definitely, of course, you had to have the time right here. Then Prince right there. I believe this Mavis Staples. I think that's the singer. That's that singer. I mentioned. Of course, Morris and Jerome. Yeah. Okay. Album consists of. Give me a minute. 17 tracks. You guys know what I'm about to do, but it reviews all these songs and shit like that. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Track number one, Can't Stop This Feeling I Got. First song off his album. Pretty dope song. It was originally supposed to be the Dream Factory album. Um, I kind of consider that to be like Graffiti Bridges, Let's Go Crazy in a way, because like just that energy, the energetic track vibe of the song and stuff like that. Very dope song. Yeah. The first version dates back all the way back to possibly like the controversy 1999 session. So track number two, New Power. Oh, I forgot to mention the personnel. I'm sorry. So the people involved with this album, of course, Prince lead vocals of various instruments. Morris Day did some drums and vocals. Joseph Amp fiddler, additional keyboards and backing vocals. Bonnie Boyer organ. Bonnie Boyer, she was playing the organ and piano. Rest in peace to her. She died in 1996. Levi Cisa Jr., the bassist. Very dope. It's dope. He was working with Prince a lot during the new Power Generation era. Sheila E was on drums in track 16. Candy Dolfer sax. Eric Leeds sax. And then the bass trumpet. Yeah. Rosie Gaines backing vocals. Maybe Staples, Tevin Campbell, things of that nature. All right. Just thought I mentioned that. New Power Generation. That song, very important song. It's actually the first song that actually features the band, the New Power Generation, who would definitely be featured heavily with the Diamonds and Pearls, Love Symbol, their own albums like Gold Nigga, Exodus, so on and so on. This is a song I always look as Prince get into like the new jack swing hip hop sound. And yeah, don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong. He kind of did flirt with it a little bit. He kind of did flirt, but this was really the song that he fully embraced it, if you ask me. Alright. Pretty good song. Very good song. I mean, yeah, it's a good song right there, yeah. Then we track number three, Release It. That's a time song. Um, I gotta be real with you. Um, the time song, except for Shake, never really a huge fan of like that. I'm just gonna put it to you that way. And definitely Release It was not really one of their strongest points, in my opinion. Then we have The Question of You. Pretty dope song, interesting song. That was an outtake from basically the Parade album. Um, and you can tell because it has that European flavored sound that European flavored sound that Parade was doing, Well, a European funk fusion, So yeah. Then we have Elephants and Flowers, which very silly song, very silly song. Then gets into Round and Round with Tevin Campbell. Pretty. That song was pretty okay, because like, a lot of people were thinking like that was a song that could put Tevin Campbell out there. But if you really think about it, he was he what really put him out there was on the back on the block Quincy Jones album, the song Tomorrow. That was a song that put him out there, and Prince wanted to work with him because he likes his voice and shit. Then we have Weekend Funk. That's like a George Clinton and Prince song. Without a doubt, the best song off his album period. Like very funky, like dun 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 dun. Like I love the melody to that song and everything. And I've heard the older version. I think the 1983 version. And to be honest, I like this version. I think this is the best version of the song because it's a very good mixture of Prince and George Clinton styles. Like it has that like that P funk. The song has that P funk vibe like you would definitely hear from 75, 76, 77, mixing with Prince's signature sound and stuff like that. I thought it was a very good song. I thought it was a very good song, which leads up to Joy and Repetition. That was a song left over, I believe, from the Crystal Ball session. Pretty dope song. Um, the point of the song was one. I think what I got from the song was one trying to find love, basically, and basically it's like everyone needs love, so there's no point. You can always look for love, but just be true to yourself and shit like that. That's what I got. That's what I got from that song. Then we have Love Machine with the Time. Could have done without that one. Then Tick Tick Bang, which was worked on with the controversy era. That song was okay, not too big on that song. Then we have Shake with the Time. In my opinion, this is the best time song on the album, and it feels like a time song, basically. I love Morris Day's swagger on that song, very dope song. Track number 12, Thieves in the Temple. This was the first song I've heard from this album. Um, love the build up, like the build up to the song, and basically he's talking about adultery in the song, like love come quick, love come in a hurry. There's thieves in the temple tonight, like very good song right there, thieves in the temple. Then we have the latest fashion with a time and Prince. That was okay. Track number 14, Melody Cool with Mavis Staples, which was uh, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Mavis. I love Mavis Staples, but her collaborations with Prince, I was not really. It was hit or miss for me, basically. And then it leads us to still, still would stand all time, which was worked on the unreleased Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic album, which I've mentioned in the Batman review, Batman or Love Sex review, one of those albums. That was okay. Then Graffiti Bridge with Mavis Staples and Tevin Campbell. Nah, that's like the worst song off this album. Um, it sounds that was originally for the Rave album too. It sounds like it low key sounds like a cheesy Disney song you would hear from that era. Low key, it's not like one of my favorite. It's not one of my favorite songs. So I'm sorry. Yeah. And the last song off this album is New Power Generation Part 2, featuring Mavis, Tevin, TC Ellis, and Robin Power. I could have done without that song, but overall, this album was okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, like the first all the way up to I would say all the way up to Join Repetition, very good. Then Love Machine Tick Tick Bang, it was like took a detour. Shake was okay. Then Thieves in the Temple was very good, and then everything else was just hit or miss. But this, I feel like this album, like the sound was kind of inconsistent. I mean, it's don't get me wrong, I would recommend this album, but was too many Prodigy songs here, which I know he was trying to give his people love and stuff like that, but it's just like one of those albums like how can I put this? Like it could have been better for what it was. If it was just straight up Prince songs, well maybe one or two time songs, I wouldn't even mind it round and round on the album. Then I would have been like, okay, this is a solid release. But with all these projects, especially songs like Graffiti Bridge, um, latest fashion, melody cool, like it just kind of brings the whole album down. Kind of brings the whole album down and shit like that. But yeah, um, like I would still recommend this album. It's just that don't expect like Graffiti Bridge was a sequel to Purple Rain, but don't expect the Purple Rain. Don't expect the parade. Don't expect yeah. Graffiti Bridge was basically like more of a New Jack Swingish song, album, hip hop. You can say predates it predates his hip hop flavor style that would dominate him probably like the first half of the '90s and shit. But yeah, very good album. I mean, very okay album and stuff like that. Um, I'm gonna do my review on the hits and the B sides pretty soon, and then I'll jump into reviewing his second album before I go to Come and the Go Experience, which I'll probably do that not anytime soon, but I'll still do. I'm gonna do Come and the Go Experience, but not anytime soon. So yeah, Graffiti Bridge, 1990, must have in your collection if you're a Prince fan, a diehard Prince fan. And stay tuned for more. Peace.